And good morning, everyone. This is Isha. Thank you so much today for tuning in to House DI. I appreciate you taking time to just go to your computer and push that button, okay? I just want to greet you all. I want to introduce today, met two people today, two girls. Let's say we met Joy and Louisa. Anyway, I just want to say thank you so much. And and another one, her name is Monica. But I just want to greet you one more time. And once again, we're going to start with some encouraging word that I have for you, okay? They're going to be in, all of them will be in the book of Psalms. And like I always say, get your pencil, your paper, and let's start writing so we can keep on going, okay? We want to enjoy this day that he has made for you and I, and for all those around the world, okay? Let's rejoice. Let's be glad, because every word that's going to come out of my mouth will be the word of Yahuah, a word that will encourage you to get up, to feel good about yourself, to start the day with some let's go zest. So let's start, and like I always say, I'm going to have Elder Josh read for me right now at this time. Right now I'm kind of going through a little challenge in my eyes, but you know we can do all things through him, and he will lead us and guide us to the right place, to where we have to be. Okay, so Elder, can you start? Why don't I just give you the verses like that? You can have them written down, and then he'll just go to them, okay? Now, the first one we're going to go to is Psalms 20, verse 1. Then after that, we're going to go to chapter 21, verse 1. Then we're going to go to chapter 22 of Psalms, verse 1. And we'll expound on them. We'll talk a little bit about them. And then we're going to go to chapter 32. Is that where the grand finale is? Yahuah.
Yes.
Okay. And then we'll finish it with that. Okay? And remember, you like it, you push the button, like and share button, send me a comment or a hello, tell me how much you like it. But first, let's start going, okay? Can you start for us now? So this is Elder Josh, and he's going to read for us now.
So it says,
Psalms chapter 20, verse 1. May Yahuah answer you in the day of trouble. May the name of the God of Jacob defend you.
Hallelujah.
Chapter 21.
Okay, that was chapter 21. The reason why I want him to read the first verse of those chapters, because those are chapters that I believe, like, in chapter 23, it talks about the Lord is my shepherd. There's times that the verse that says that, he's your shepherd, and he's a shepherd of a big flock of sheep. And then all of a sudden he says that he'll go after the one and leave the 99 behind. But why will he go through for that one? There's a time that I believe I have gone, and maybe you have, or, have gone through this time in your life, that you feel and you take off. You're that little lamb that takes off, and there's 99 behind, which to me meant like the whole world is behind. But here I am in the midst of it. And right now, no one understands me. No one hears me. And then I get to the other point in my life where I get a little bit rebellious. I want to know more. And I say, I can do things on my own. You don't have to tell me. I don't believe in Yahuah. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in nobody. It's me, myself, and I. And you know what I do? Do you think that's what the little lamb did when it took off? It took off in its merry way, and it kept on and went on through the wherever he was walking through, the desert, the field, the palms, wherever he was, wherever we choose to go to get away from our own selves, and we can't. It's still following us. So I want to talk a little bit about that, and it reminded me, how we say, the Lord is my shepherd, he, Oh, yeah, we got to read that because you know what? He always hears us. Sometimes we make that choice, but I want to let you know that if you call on him, or you just, in your mind, where you said, he's my shepherd, then tune your ears. Get your ears to that point where you will hear him. When you hear him, there's a special sound. You got to get in that place where you have your ears tuned to him. If you knew him and you knew his voice, then give me back that tune. Give me back that vibration, that frequency that I used to hear from you, God. I can't hear you no more. Why? Have you ever stopped to think why? It's because as we're traveling by ourselves, because we were in a place that we're either lost, confused, don't know, I don't understand. So you know what? This is too much. So I'm going to leave. I'm just going to take off on my own, be by myself. Then you wind up getting tired. And what happens? All those verses, chapters 20, 21, 22, those are things that I believe that we all say, we all read, we all say it to him. And you're out there by yourself. The little lamb was out there by itself. It was lost. But you know what he did? He's so kind. Yahuah was so kind. He left all of them behind, and he took off and took his staff. He said, you know what he did? He went after that one. He went after that lost lamb.
That's good.
He went after, you know what happened on the way? You know what? He got hurt. The lamb got hurt. It got thirsty. It got dry. It got sad. Oh, all those things. Do you ever carry those on your back? Do you ever go through those times in your life where you think you can't make it because you're not good enough? Or you're not tall enough? Like that little lamb? It was probably all dirty, all sticky, whatever it had on it. It for some reason, it took off on his own. I believe he didn't understand. It was a little lamb. But it got tired. And it was just right there leaning on a rock, all sick. And you know what he did? You know what the shepherd did? He found them because he heard the little lamb, a little baby voice, a little voice of confusion. A voice, he heard a sound coming out of that little lamb. Do you ever put yourself in that place where I'm crying, I'm sobbing, and I'm talking to him, and it seems like he doesn't hear me? Well, let me tell you today that he hears you. And you know how he hears you? Because he knows and he understands that vibration that comes out of your mouth when you're saying those little peeps, those little words. When you call on his name, once he hears that you call him in his name, you call his name, that's the vibration of Yahuah. Yes, it's connecting with yours. And he goes and he finds the little lamb. And he picks him up and he says, you know what? I love this little lamb. I love this little lamb, though it took off because it didn't understand and he thought he couldn't hear me. He thought a lot of things. And we get in that place. I've gotten in that place. Oh, yeah, I've gotten in those places where there's no one around. But I know that there's a mighty one out there that he has ears to hear me. He can hear and understand my voice when I am in trouble, when I'm lost and I'm hurt. And I feel all by myself because everybody's so far away from me. I'm not in the midst of all those other lambs, all the little sheep that he is the shepherd of. So he came and he picked him up, and what did he do? Yeah, a little exhortation, with he got his lamb just like a mother. Just like a mother will tell the son, why did you go? Why did you get lost? He might have said that. He picks the little lamb up, puts it up on his shoulder. But you know what? I believe, if I can recall, that the word says that I'm going to have to spank you so you won't take off anymore. Because I'm going to take you to the corner and I'm going to explain to you nicely, not rudely, So he picks up the little lamb, and what happens? He breaks the leg. He breaks the leg so that he can understand that it's a no, don't do that. But what does a shepherd do? If you ever think in your life, or at this time, for everything that's going around the world, that we have like we've spoken before, we have ups and downs. We have with things that we don't understand what's happening in the world. If it's not behind the government, it's behind something else. It's behind this, behind that. We don't understand. You know? So right now, we don't want to hear about it no more. I don't want to hear no more. I don't want to live here no more. Let's go move to another country. Let's move to another state. We have to sometimes be still and know that he is Yah, that he's the only one that is right there for you. He said he never leave you nor forsake you. So at whatever trouble you're going through in this life, in this modern life right now, going to work or staying home, doing what you're going to do, just know that he is there with you. And he hears every moan. He hears you when you're crying at night. Mm-hmm. He knows, because you know what? He knows your thoughts. He knows every intent of your heart, every plot, everything you have, that he hears it. So I'm encouraging you today. I'm encouraging you to read those verses in chapter 20 to 122. Read it for yourself, and then know the story. Go to read chapter 23 and read that, where it says, the Lord, Yahuah is my shepherd. He's going to lead me and guide me. He's the one that he said he'd never leave me. So when you're out there, just call on his name. Hallelujah. Call on his name and just know that he can hear you, because he knows the sound and the vibration out of you. Out of you. Out there all over the world, wherever you are. You know, quickly I'll tell you, talking about in 1 Kings with Solomon, after he just went to his room and lay down. And then the father walks in and tells him, Solomon, what can I do for you? And he says, oh my goodness. He says, well, you know, you did a lot for my father, the King David, but you know, he says to the father, he says, you know what you can give me? Because the father asked him, what can I give you? And he says, well, okay, you know what you can give me? And I want you to listen to this, because he's asking you today. Think about it. If there's anything that you want, and he's asking you, what can I give you today? And Solomon says, you know what? You can give me, you can give me wisdom. You can give me knowledge. You can give me understanding. You know why? He says, because there's so many people of yours, God, that I have to deal with. Give me the wisdom to talk to them. You know, he does that. He's asking you today, is there anything out there, Elder, is there anything out there, Justice, for anybody out there, is there anything that you want? Well, you know, he says, I hear what you want. So you know what? I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you. So today, I'm going to give you, take those words as an encouraging word for you, and think about it. Was there really a time that I wanted something? Was there something, was I all day complaining, I want this, I want that, and I couldn't get this, and this and that, and I don't have, whatever it is. Come on. He said, don't complain about it. Why don't you sit there and ask me? I'm asking you, what do you want today? And what did Solomon say? I want understanding to deal with your people, God. Your people. Wisdom and understanding when you go out there and work with your co-workers. Wisdom when you go out there and work in the restaurant, when you work wherever you're at. He says, I'm going to give it to you. You want me to take care of you? Then ask me. Don't complain about it. We talked about that in one of the Isha that we spoke before. So I'm just reminding you again. It's an encouraging word. It's an encouraging word to tell us, oh, he hears my thought. He hears my voice. He hears me when I'm saying his name. I want to connect with him. I want him back. Pick me up. Put me on your shoulder today, Yahuah. Put me on the shoulders and take me. I've been rebellious. I've been off on my own thinking. I forgot to call on you, and you know what I did? I took off, and now I'm going to get spanking. What did he do? He broke his leg, right? So he won't take off anymore. because he cared for that little lamb, for the sheep. So I'm going to leave you today with those encouraging words. Okay? Those scriptures, you read them. And you can read the whole chapters of all that I'm giving you. And today, I do have, I believe in chapter 32, the last two verses are for you and I, that we will go with them. But I'm going to leave you today with an encouraging word, okay? That whenever you're feeling, that you're sad or hurt or by yourself, or things that come to your mind and make you think, you know what, I can't take this no more. I got to get out of here. It's too much for me. Everything that's going on in the world, and then me getting mixed up over here, and all just mixed up. And then you get tired. You'll find you call on him tonight, today, this morning. Okay? Call on him all over the world. Be encouraged. Be encouraged and put a smile on your face. And just know that he is Yahuah, and that he loves you, and that no matter what, he won't leave you nor forsake you. Okay, I'm going to leave you with this, but I want Elder to read those last two verses. So I'll leave you with that until we see each other again. Have any comments, any calls, anything you want to do, just push the like and share button, okay? I'll be glad to answer you back. I'll be glad to talk to you, okay? So this is Isha. Thank you so much for tuning into House to House, DI. So until we see each other again, remember, if you got a question, a comment, push that like and share. I'm going to leave you with this. I'm going to have Elder read those two verses. And so until we see each other again, okay?
Says in Psalms 32, verses 10 and 11, "Many sorrows shall be to the wicked, but he who trusts in Yahuah, mercy shall surround him. Be glad in Yahuah and rejoice, you righteous, and shout for joy, all you upright in heart."
Hallelujah. That's the word joy. Remember, make a joyful sound to him today. Let him hear the frequency of the joy. Of joy. There's a frequency from him to you, to you to him. So, until we see each other again, this is Isha. One more time, shalom, shalom.